Hi everyone, this is the first video. We're going to explore the controlled articular rotations for all our joints, and where we're going to focus on the next couple weeks. So we're going to start from the neck. The number one is we're going to create body tension as explored in the other video, and about 30-40%. And from here, we're going to isolate the neck and just move on rotation off the neck. So maintaining that body tension, we're going to do 4 revolutions per side, per each direction. With each revolution, we want to explore the maximum range of motion that is pain-free. If we do encounter any painful spots along the class, you are going to back off that position and go around that range that is painful, and it will need to be addressed if it is going to require some specific attention. So we said 4 per directions. Explore the range of motion with every circle. I just switched, and we're going to do 2 more. Maintain body tension throughout the rest of the body, so to explore freely your active range of motion. Okay, once we're done with the neck, we're going to rotate our thoracic spine. So you can do this, you can approach this in a couple different ways. You can just hug your shoulders and create tension in this position, or you can use a yoga block or a book or a foam roller or something solid to hold to help you generate that tension and maintaining it throughout the exercise. We're going back to create full body tension, about 30-40%. And I'm going to isolate the thoracic spine from the rest of the body. So maintaining tension, I'm going to fold forward. I'm not letting my hips sway forward or backward. I'm going to bend to the side, go on to the back, other side, and forward. And we're going to do this 4 times. Each circle is going to try to explore a little wider range of motion, but but to do so, we need not to let go of that body tension. If I let go of body tension, my hips will start following the motion that I'm generating, and so I'm not isolating my T-spine anymore. So as I said earlier, we're doing 4 laps, 4 revolutions per side. So now we're changing and reversing, maintain that body tension, and remember, everyone goes where their own range of motion allows them to. So you might be hyper flexible and be able to actively bring yourself in a way wider range of motion, or you might be very stiff and have not done this in a while, and that's okay. Everyone just goes where their body is letting them go today. Good. So once we've done neck and thoracic spine, we are going to do the arms as we're standing. So first thing, I want to talk about the internal and external rotation of the shoulder. So we're going to generate tension, about 30% again. And now we're going to bring our palms all the way outside, facing outward. So this one is external rotation of the shoulder. The reverse, if I'm bringing my palms toward the back of the room and then outside but toward the back, that's internal rotation. Now, maintaining that body tension is going to allow you to move, to have that rotation, external and internal, at the shoulder joint and not using the rest of your body and your scapulas, back and core. So that's why it's important to maintain body tension. So again, we generate about 30% body tension. We're going to do both arms at the same time. I'm going for external rotation. So I'm going to find the maximal effort on the maximal external rotation that is pain-free. And then from there, maintaining body tension, I'm going to go in toward the middle, up toward the top, still fighting for that external rotation. Once I'm up top, I'm going to turn all the way into the maximal internal rotation that I can find, and then keep exploring that range of motion. Try to avoid compensation all the way down. Extend to the back, rotate there for external rotation, finish the motion all the way up towards center and down. We're going to do 3 more. External rotation, maintain that body tension, fight for the range of motion, internal rotation, and finish the revolution all the way down to the back. Extend, twist into external rotation, fight for that range of motion, and all the way down. 2 more. Keep maintaining that external rotation throughout. Twist into internal rotation, go all the way to the back, and then reverse extend, external rotation all the way up and down. The last one, keep maintaining that body tension throughout. External rotation, twist into internal rotation, keep fighting, fight for more internal rotation as you go back. Extend, external rotation all the way up and down. Good. We're going to do the scapulars now. So I'm going to get myself turned this way so you can see it better. But you can stay and stand up if that's easier. I just feel like you're gonna see me better if I get myself here. So the base is again creating that body tension. This time I'm creating it with my arms extended in front of me. And from this position, I'm going to punch, and this is a scapulas motion, okay? So punch and extend my scapulas forward, then I'll raise them up toward my ears. I'll retract them back, so getting them close together and down. We're gonna do 3 more and then reverse the rotation. So punch, raise, retract, and down. 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 And now we reverse it. So while we are retracted, we go up, we punch, we go down, and we retract. Raise, punch, down, retract. Raise, punch, down, and retract. And the last one, maintain that body tension. Raise, punch, down, and retract. Ooh, good. Now we're moving into our spine. So we'll get into a quadruped position, and the exercise that we're going to do is the usual, I'm sure everyone has done it at some point or another, which is the cat-cow. So back extension and flexion. But the focus here is still, first of all, create body tension throughout the body. And here my core is really going to help me to make the motion as a wave going up and down my spine. So I'm trying to isolate basically every vertebrae at a time into creating this wave of extension and then flexion through the spine. So I'm going to start in extension, create body tension, and here you might need a little more than 30%, like let's say even 50% body tension. And I'm going to start from my tailbone and flex that part without flexing the rest of the spine. And then one vertebra at a time, really controlled, I'm going to come all the way up to my neck. Now the reverse is the same. I'm still starting from the tailbone and bring it slowly, fight with those abs, one vertebra at a time or one part of the back at a time into full extension. We're going to do 3 total, so 2 more. Fight with those abs, go at your own speed, but try to maintain the same speed throughout the times. Really fight with that core. You should really feel it burning here to segment that spine into this wave of motion. Okay, when we get to extension again, now we're going to reverse it. And so we're going to start from the neck all the way down to the tailbone. So this time from the extension is my neck, and then my T-spine that starts folding, and then my middle spine, and then finally my tailbone. And then again, beginning from the neck, I'm going to go into extension, one vertebra at a time, really fight with that core for segmentation of your spine. Again, from the neck. Remember to breathe as you're moving along. One more. We might have already done 3, but it feels good. And reverse into extension. Good. Now we're going to get onto the hips. So for this one, we're going to lay onto the side. We're going to create that body tension again. So I'm creating a fist with one hand and I'm grabbing it with the other one, so I can kind of pull and push with my hands to create tension. You can use a yoga block under your neck if you want some extra support. Create body tension, so my legs are active, my feet are dorsiflexed, and we're going to isolate the hip. Now let's start talking about the internal and external rotation of the hip. So if I bring my knee up toward the ceiling and I'm having my hips are stacked, and I try to stack my knee on top of it. Depending on what your flexibility is, you might be able to get it well stacked or not, wherever you get to, okay? From this position, if I go with my foot toward the back, maintaining that knee there where it is, I'm basically rotating my femur internally. So this is the internal rotation of the hip. Whereas the opposite, maintaining my knee up there and bringing my foot toward the front, that is an external rotation. I'm rotating my femur outward, okay? So internal rotation, external rotation. Now when I do this, what I want to be careful is not to compensate with my lower back. So I can bend my back and bring my foot a little more. But as we said earlier, that's not a movement that is happening in the targeted area. So it's not gonna do us any good for this purpose. So we're going to try to maintain that body tension so that nothing else moves but the capsular joint at the hip. And we are going to start. So from here, I'm going to bring my foot up all the way and then start with external rotation. So I'm pushing with my knee toward the back, and my foot is actually staying in front. I'm not letting it go. All the way up. When I reach my maximum opening, I'm going to reverse it and get into internal rotation, and then fight for that range of motion, finish that circular motion with fighting for more internal rotation of the hip. And then I'm going to start again in internal rotation. When I'm extended back, I go for external rotation. Again, try to maintain your hips stacked here. Don't let them swing behind you. Fight for the range of motion. Ooh, and come down. So we're gonna do 3 more and then do the other leg. So up, external rotation, up to maximum, extension, and then we go for internal rotation, finish the revolution toward the back, fight for internal rotation as much as you can. Don't let your hips compensate, don't let your lower back compensate. Extend, external rotation, maintain body tension, fight for the range of motion, and down. Number 3, going up, external rotation, maintain that body tension. The more body tension you keep, you hold, the more you can isolate that joint. So, you know, as usual, if this is the very first time that you do this kind of work, you maintain partial body tension and then you can build it up. Every exercise, as every form of exercise has to be progressive. And the last one, so all the way up, external rotation, internal rotation, finish the revolution, hold it there. And now again extend, external rotation, don't let those hips fall back, fight for the range of motion, and down. Alrighty, we're going to do the other side. So same thing, fist, the other hand braces it, pull and push, brace yourself, create body tension, about 30-40%. We're going to bring our leg up, external rotation, keep those hips stacked, keep that body tension, internal rotation of the hip as you go back, keep the rotation going, keep fighting for more internal rotation, and then internal rotation again, extend into external rotation as you're coming back up, fight, hold it, maintain body tension, and really explore your range of motion. We're going to do 4 on this side too, so this is number 2. Internal rotation all the way back, fight for more, keep those hips stacked, keep that body tense, extend, external rotation, fight, hold it, and finish up. And the last one, bring it all the way up, external rotation, internal rotation to the back, fight, and keep pushing it. Maintain that body tension, don't let your hips fall backward. External rotation after you extend it, fight for more external rotation as you're coming back, maintain body tension, and we're back down. Okay, now we're going to do the knees. So from this position, we're going to grab one. I am going to hold my knee because here I'm going for internal and external rotation of the lower leg. So my ankle is going to twist a little, but the motion that I really want to happen is here. And this is a joint that doesn't really rotate that much, so the motion is not going to be huge, but that's fine. We're going for internal rotation and raise up and not let our knee bend in, and then external rotation and down, internal rotation in, external rotation down, internal rotation up, external rotation down, internal up, external down. Now we reverse, external up, internal down, external up, internal down, two more, external down, other leg, hold the knee, internal rotation up, external rotation down, internal rotation up, external down. Maintain body tension in the rest of the body too, so your spine is nice and erected. Internal up, external down, internal up, external down, and we reverse, external up, internal down, external up, internal down. Now we're going to do the ankle. So for this one, I'm going to brace my knee. I hold it up on one side and I grab it with the other. And here I'm isolating my ankle. So here I'm going for just like full revolutions. Again, the movement is happening here, so we try not to have it happening at the knee and lower leg. And we're just going to do 4 revolutions per side. Explore your range of motion. Really feel that movement happening. And then we reverse it. And here it's okay to hear some like cracking of your joint, as long as it's not painful. And again, if anything it's painful at any point, just back off that motion and avoid that part of the rotation. Maintain body tension, and we're done. We go on the other leg, same thing. And 4, and then we go back and do the other side. Maintain that body tension. Alrighty. Okay, now we're going to do the feet. We're going to stay down here this way. We're doing 1 foot at a time, just so we can focus on them. So we're going to start raising all toes, spreading them up and coming down. Bring them up, spread and down. Up, spread and down. Now you might need to help yourself at least the first couple times. You can hold the other toes down, but we're going to isolate just the big toe. So here I'm lifting only the big toe, the other ones are staying down, and I'm going to lift it all the way up as much as I can, and down, all the way up as much as I can, and down. And we're going to do 4. Okay, now we reverse it. The big toe is down, we bring all the other toes up and down, other toes up and down, We're going to do 4 or 5 here too. Alrighty. Now this next exercise, we're going to bring all the toes up, spread, and now I'm bringing them one at a time down. So starting from the pinky toe all the way to the big toe. Then up, and then again, pinky, and the other ones follow one at a time. All the way up, and then one at a time. Alrighty, and now we're gonna do the opposite. So all the way up, and now we start with the big toe, and then the other toes, try to get them to touch down one at a time. This one is harder for me. All the way up, and then big toe down, and then the other one down one at a time. Last one, and then we switch foot. Okay. So again, all the toes up, all the toes down, all the toes up, down, all toes up, all toes down. Last one. Now big toe only. You might need to help yourself. All the way up and down. 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 Now toes only. All the way up and down. 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 Now again, we're going to do one toe at a time, all the way up, and then one toe at a time, starting from the little toe, up, one toe at a time, starting from the little, all the way up, and again my pinky begins the motion, and I think this is our fourth, up, and then the pinky begins the motion. Now the harder one, at least for me, all the way up, and then one at a time down. Try to really make those toes touch one at a time. And this is stuff that you're going to improve on as you practice. Feet, if we're not used to use them, it's really, we need to regenerate the neuromuscular connections. So it's stuff that you really want to practice, and you're gonna regain control of your feet just with practice. One at a time down, and the last one. Okay, now we go back and we do the last two joints, which are our elbows and the wrists. So we can do them standing up. Okay, so as I'm standing up, I'm gonna fix my elbows here. I'm going to twist, so I'm going for external rotation of the forearm here only, and up. Internal rotation, fight for more, and down, always with body tension. External rotation, up. Internal rotation, down. External rotation, up. Internal rotation, down. External rotation, up. Internal rotation and down. And I will reverse it. So internal rotation up, external rotation down, internal up, external down, internal up, external down. And the very last but not least are our elbows. So for this one, it's a little trickier. It's kind of like the toes. We're going to bring our arms in front of us as if I were carrying a tray, and it's full of cup. So the tray is standing on top of our forearms and not on our hands. So the motion happens only at the wrist and not at the elbows. So remember the tray on top of your arms, on your forearms, so we can twist them. So we go for an internal extension, and just we're going to fight the whole range of motion going around, and try really not to compensate with your forearms and elbows, and fight for that range of motion, maintaining body tension so that we're isolating the wrist. We're going to do 4 rotations per side, and then we reverse it. Really fight for that range of motion. The rotation is controlled. I'm going to find a little more range of motion with every rotation. And when you're done, that's it. We went through most of our joints, and definitely the major ones that we're going to be working on in these next 4 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed it. Controlled articular rotations are really important to do, as they increase the blood flow on our joints, improving our joints health, and we can't increase mobility and strength in our joints if we don't get blood flow in there. So on all the mobility routines, we're going to start with a mix of these controlled articular rotations, and you can actually use these as a morning routine. You don't need to do them all, but the more you do, the better. So you can just do maybe 30% body tension per se, and just pick a number of joints that you want to target every morning, and just dedicate like 10 minutes to wake yourself up doing these exercises. That's a great way to stay consistent into lubricating our joints and really work to increase their health and mobility. Controlled articular rotations don't necessarily by themselves make us gain range of motion, but they make sure that we maintain the range of motion that we have, and we might be able to gain some of it. And then with some of the other exercises we're going to kind of dig deeper and try to work on the strength that we have at those end of active range of motion, thus increasing them. So you can do these exercises also as a warm-up or cool-down routine for your workout sessions. If you haven't done this kind of work and you feel maybe you get a little sore after the first few times, just don't use it as a warm-up routine and go for a run right after, because you might have already used some of those joints before. And so going on a run right after might aggravate them. But if you're not getting sore, you can keep the body tension low and use it as a warm-up routine. To actually use it as a warm-up routine for like a strength session, you might want to increase the body tension a little, and we'll see that into the other sessions that we'll do. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed them and you're going to incorporate some of these into your morning routines as a way to increase your health and get ourselves to be these lifelong athletes that we want to be, and increase performance while we do so. So we'll see you in the next video, and have a good rest of your day.